Hello, hey, I thought it would be easier to show you how to set up this crowdfunding platform for Shopify called Craigstarter rather than have you try to sort of fumble through setting it up yourselves, perhaps, because it is a little tricky, but it's not too complicated. And I think if we have a video, it's super easy, no problem. So, first of all, what is it? What does this Craigstarter thing do for Shopify? So a normal product on Shopify, this is my Shopify shop, a normal product on Shopify looks like this. It just looks like a product. You can select color for something, you can look at images, you can add it to your cart. That's it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Craigstarter turns a product on Shopify into a campaign, so a crowdfunding campaign, essentially. You set up goals, so I have 5 goals here, going to press, signing the books, printing postcards, doing some pizza toast YouTubing, TBD on what exactly that involves, and then selling out of this first edition. And so you have this sort of standard crowdfunding campaign goal section here. And what's different than Kickstarter is you can set multiple goals and they all kind of fill in and they're grayed out as they're filling in. We'll see that in a second. And then down below you have tiers. So customers can select which tier they want to back your campaign using. And when a tier is selected, it looks like that. And when it's sold out, it looks like that. And you can add it to the cart. And this all updates in real time, pulls from Shopify's backend, pulls from your product data in real time. So this all updates as sales go through. It's pretty cool. I'm seriously impressed by how amazing Shopify is. And I think that for a lot of folks, this is enough. This is all you need to run a campaign. And right off the bat, by using Shopify plus my templates, you save upwards of 7% in processing fees and the cut that a platform like Kickstarter takes. So I think for indie publishers, this is huge. So let's get into how this is set up. So we'll start with a blank shop. This is just a shop with one product in it, just this new book. And we're gonna set up a crowdfunding campaign around this new book. I'll link to all this stuff down below. GitHub is where the code for Craigstarter lives, and it explains some of the advantages and disadvantages of using it versus launching on a platform like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And it tells you how to install it, and we go into variables and meta fields. And we're gonna be focusing on installation and these meta fields to get everything up and running. So first things first, the theme that I am using kind of as the baseline for this is called Simple. And in your Shopify shop, under online store, under themes, you have a theme library and you can explore free themes and you can choose Simple, it's free. And then if you click on it, it gets installed. I like Simple. I think there's a lot of nice minimalist themes for Shopify. But if you're using a different theme, the installation will be a little bit different. And so then we want to go into Customize. And in Customize, we want to go down to Theme Actions and we want to Edit Code. This is where all of the magic happens in Shopify. It is seriously impressive. Now, you can do this on your local laptop if you want. You can set up, Shopify actually has pretty great dev tools for your local laptop. If you Google around on Shopify, look for Theme Editor, it'll tell you how to set that up. But for this one, for this video, to keep it simple, we'll just keep it all in the browser. So let's go here, let's look at the installation instructions. And I'm kind of doing this for the first time, going through this as well, so we might make some changes here to make it clearer as we figure out what the pain points are. So we need to place Campaign Liquid into our snippets folder. Okay, let's go find that. So we go into snippets and we have Campaign Liquid, and let's grab the raw of this so we can just copy and paste, selecting all, copying this, going over here and This is in snippets, so just double checking, snippets, yes. And we're gonna add a new snippet, and we're gonna call it campaign.liquid. Create the snippet. It is now in your snippets folder, campaign.liquid, and we just paste in everything from this raw GitHub. So that's it. Great. We hit save. Boom. Asset added and saved. Okay. Back to GitHub. What is step 2? Boom, 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 boom. Go back down here, and it says place campaign.scss into your assets folder. All right, we can do that. Let's open up assets in a new tab here. Campaign SCSS. Look at the raw. Boom. Copied it, select all copy. We go back to this. We go to assets. We go add new asset. Create a blank file, and we are going to call this campaign.scss. Oops, it's already got the .scss there. So add the asset. Should open up for us, or not. Interesting. That's an interesting design choice on the part of Shopify there. And anyway, there it is. We got it in our assets folder, saved. Come back down. Third step. Add campaign.scss asset URL blah, 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 between the head and head tags of theme.liquid. So we are just going to copy this. Pretty simple. And we go back here, and we go into, where exactly is that? Theme.liquid. I should probably add where precisely that is. It's in layout. You can always type up here in the search, so you can always go theme, and apparently it does nothing. Shopify search doesn't really work. So we need to put this into between the head tags. No problem. So I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom here. I'm just going to stick this in right there. So just copy and paste that. Save this. Command S actually does save in the browser even. And we're done. Now we want to back up our product template.liquid because we are going to replace it. Okay. Product.template liquid. Where does that live? There it is. It's in sections. So actually, let's do a quick update on this. README. Edit. Oop, I'm not signed in over here. I'll do that change later. But that's in sections. Product template. So what we want to do is we want to make a duplication of this so we don't lose it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to add a new, I'm going to copy that, I'm going to add a new section, and over here, I explain what we should call these two different things. So let's see here. Product template general and product template campaign are the two names of, let's just call this backup product template dot liquid. So we create that, we paste into here what we just copied from product template, and we save that. That's just to have a backup because we're going to make some changes to this. So place assets product template campaign and product template general into your assets folder. So let's go back up here. Assets. Oops, that is the wrong, there's snippets actually. I'll edit that as well. So product template campaign and product template general. And then we have our campaign liquid, which we've already copied over. So this is product template campaign. We'll look at the raw again. copy it all. Inside of assets, add a new asset. Product template. Which one was this? This is campaign. Campaign dot, interesting. Not an asset, sorry. Snippet. Add a new snippet. Product template campaign dot liquid. And I misspelled that, so I'm just gonna delete that file. Inside of just to simplify, inside of snippets, new snippet, copy and paste the name of it, copy and paste the contents, copy, paste, and save. And then we'll go to our next one, show me the raw, product template general. Inside of snippets, add a new snippet, product template general liquid, come over here, product template general, copy, and we paste in here. Save this. And then the last one we need to copy over is in section product template. This is the replacement for the product template that we already have in our theme. And product template. And we made a backup of this called backup product template. So if we screw anything up, we can just copy and paste that back. But so I just paste it into this new product template. And what this is going to do is essentially it's going to look and see, is a meta field that we're going to set on the product set to funding campaign or not? And if it is, then render the campaign template. If it's not, render the general template. It's just an easy way to kind of split out that. You can have it in the same template, but it gets pretty messy. So, okay, we've got all of that copied over and put in the right places. Let us now go down here and look at the variables and meta fields. So how do you set up, oh, that's interesting. This is this lost a backtick. So Shopify includes an editor for meta fields built into it if you know how to shape the URL properly. And so what I've done is I've given you the template for the URLs here, and you just have to change that your shop part of the URL to the name of your shop. So for example, here we have Craigstarter is the name of my shop. And then if you open this URL, it will show you your products with the meta field editor open and ready to accept edits. And then, so let me pull this back over here, this tab. And then what we're going to do is we are also going to open up the variant meta field editor as well, just to have these both open. So I'm going to put that there. And once again, the name of your shop just goes in there. And let's move this tab over here too. Okay, great. So I'll talk through what these meta fields do. But let's just take a quick peek to see if the shop is still rendering properly, because it could be broken. Great. Looks like it's not broken, even though we updated all of that stuff. Wonderful. Fantastic. It's working. Excellent. Okay, so funding campaign. If you set it to true, it's a funding campaign. Subtitle is just something I added because I wanted to have a subtitle for the books that I was running. So we can just say the subtitle of this book. The author, because I thought I'd like to have authors. This stuff isn't in the templates, but I'll show you how to add it to it later. Joe Schmo. Campaign end date. So this is when your campaign ends. And on GitHub, I explain how to format each of these different meta fields. So campaign end date is in the format of year, month, day, hour, minute. So we go in here and we say 2020, let's say it's 08/20, and then let's say 10 a.m. So 10:00:00. Hour, minute. So we actually don't need the seconds there. Total available products. This is how many total tiers you're offering. So say you had you had one book with say 3 variants. One of the variants could be you're including postcards. One of the variants is you're including a print. What is the total of all of those variants in terms of things that are available? So let's say we have 500 total, let's keep it simple. Let's say we have 100 total things that we're selling. Goal amounts are the amounts for each of the goals you're trying to hit. And they're just numbers separated by commas. So let's say we have 3 goals, 10 books, 50 books, and 90 books. And then the goal text is the text appearing with each goal. So for example, what percent to print, what percent to postcards, what percent to, whatever else you're trying to unlock. So 10 will be, let's say, go 10%. If we had 10 sales, we'll go to print, and then a comma separates these. 50 sales, and we will to do a dance, and 90 sales, we will to bungee jumping, if we get that many sales. And then goal text complete, explained here as well. The text appearing once you pass 100% for a given goal. So, you say, we're going to print, doing a dance, jumping. There we go. And then campaign info is the text that lives down below here. So you can see how this text kind of manifests in this panel. Going to press, signing the books, printing postcards, Pizza Toast YouTubing, 95% to sold out. And then this text down here is what this campaign info is. Running a campaign to fund my new book. And then we can say 10 sales and we'll print, 50 and we'll dance. Please don't get to 90. I don't want to bungee jump. And you can set this using HTML. So you can do multiple paragraphs, or do I? Perhaps I do want to bungee jump. And you can do things like stick in emphasis tags and whatnot. So then we save this, save. And now over here, because we only have one variant, we have to describe the variant. So we'll make some more variants in a second, but we'll start with just one. So the top bit here is the variant name itself in the backend. The variant description is the extended description. So in this case, it's get a copy of Kisa by Kisa. Get a copy of Kisa by Kisa in the limited edition print. So for this first one, we'll just say, get the book. And we set the quantity for this. Now, this gets a little tricky because we need all of the variant quantities to add up to the total quantity. So in this case, because there's only one variant right now, we're just going to set that to 100, and we save it. And theoretically, this should be move this guy over here. This should be a crowdfunding campaign now. Let's see what it looks like. Something, let's see here. How is this thinking that we've sold all the books. I think the problem is that we don't have any books. So, there's none left. The inventory is 0. This is good. So this is based on inventory. It calculates whether or not, how far along a book is. So 0 in stock, that's not good. So let's set some stock for this sucker. And also, let's set some variance. So I can show you, let's say we have 90, if we say, before launching, if you had 100, you'd say 100, save 100, and then when we reload this, it can sometimes take a while to update, a few seconds. Let's see. Sometimes the templates are cached and Shopify takes a little while. There we go. So we see here we've sold no books, 100 of 100 remaining of default title. We'll change that in a second. And we are 0% to print. And then you can see down here, 0% to dance and 0% to bungee jumping. 13 days until pre-order campaign ends. So, okay, let's start to update this stuff. Let us add variants. So, and we'll do variants of styles. Book only, book and dance lessons, book and bungee jump lessons. I think, let's see what that does. It's been a while since I added variants. Let's see if this works. So, great, perfect. Book only is 100. And because we haven't set up those other styles properly yet, let's just see how this renders. Again, waiting for the back end to catch up. There we go. Book only, book and dance lessons sold out because there's 0, and book and bungee jump lessons 0. 100 of, we haven't set a number remaining. So let's go back into the variant description and product variant editor. So if we reload this URL, it'll show different variants now for our book, and we can set proper descriptions. So if you really, all the above plus bungee, and we'll set 5 bungee jumping lessons. All of the above plus dance, and we'll do 20 dance lessons, and then just the book, please. Come on, that's all we want, just the book. And we'll set 75. And we'll save that. And now, once this updates, it shows proper amounts. So 175 remaining. It's a little weird. So let's go edit the amounts here. And we want these to match what we have here when we start. So 75, 20, and 5. And if we save, boom, 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 boom. And once this catches up, one of these days. And you can edit the design of all of this, of how this panel over here looks, of how these tiers look. It's all in the CSS. It's all pretty simple. There we go. Finally, back end finally caught up with the front end. And here we go. We've launched a campaign. And you can select, you can add to cart. So there are a few things that I've also done on my version of Craigstarter, which is I've added some other CSS changes in the main CSS. I want to keep this as simple as possible, so this is still appearing. I have this hiding over in my template over here, and then also the description, because this is long. If you don't put the description in here twice, then what happens is on desktop, the description doesn't start until down here, and then on mobile, it looks okay. So you have to kind of flip desktop and mobile styles. So I've actually done that on my version, but and I'll add that to the style sheet. Actually, this is a good thing to as an addition. I'll put that in the campaign style sheet. So if you install this from the GitHub repository, it should look similar to what I have. But this is it. You got the campaign set up. Let me show you what it looks like when some sales go through. So right now we have hit none of our goals. We have sold no books, but we can fake sell books by lowering the quantity of remaining books, because remember, we're setting the ceiling, the maximum number of books here, and then this script is looking at that ceiling and it's looking at this quantity remaining, and that's how it's calculating how much is sold and how much money has been generated per sale. And so we can actually change, let's say 5,000 yen for dance lessons, and let's say bungee jumping is $400, so yon yen. Great. And what we'll do is we'll say, why don't we say 3 people? So after 3 people have bought dance lessons, it'll be down to $17. After, say, 10 people bought, 10 people buy the book, and let's say 1 person buys the bungee. And I'll show you just how this thing updates as soon as the script catches up. There we go. So because we have 14 backers and we're past 10, we're going to print. Awesome. We're 28% of the way to doing a dance, and we've raised $750 so far. Great. And these remaining numbers update properly, and that seems to be working. And then you just run it. Now, there are a couple things that are different here than on Kickstarter, and the big one is that everyone gets charged immediately. So you have to be very clear and upfront about the fact that you're going to get charged and you're going to fulfill that when the product is ready. So that's important to say that very clearly when everything is shipping. You can say, if we don't hit this minimum number, then I'll refund all of your pledges, and I would recommend not running a campaign that you don't think you're going to hit the minimum on. So using this to activate communities and your community, your newsletters or whatever, around a project that you're excited about, that you know you're going to do, but you want to add a little bit of excitement of unlocking tiers and getting everyone involved. I think that's the perfect use case for this set of templates. When you need to cross a threshold and it's do or die, and you don't know if you're going to make it or not, then maybe Kickstarter is a better option, because you can do that all or nothing. But for the most part, I don't know, you look at a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, and a lot of them, I feel like they set arbitrarily low goals anyway. They're going to go to print, they're going to make the product, they're going to make the thing no matter what. So why not run it on your own website where you have control over the design and the templating, and own your nook of the web fully. Why not? So that's it. 29-minute video. We went from 0 to getting it set up, getting the tiers set up, making sure it was working. Seems pretty straightforward. I'll update the CSS so this looks a little cleaner for a basic install, but that's about it. If you have any questions, ping me on Twitter or over email. My email address is craig@specialprojects.jp. Thanks and good luck.